Good morning, girls. This video is aimed at my three daughters, and it is Monday, February 24th, 2020. And I just wanted to touch a bit on, I'm sitting outside Whole Foods Market, going to get breakfast food. I want to touch on unhealthy relationships. So I think that it's pretty clear, or I hope that it is pretty clear that abusive relationships are an absolute no-go. So there are physically abusive relationships where someone is putting their hands on you, and if I am not around, you are to get away from that person as fast as possible, inform the police, and press charges. If someone is hurting you, then you do not give them the opportunity to continue or do it again. The forgiveness in those situations, you forgive them from a distance. You don't forgive them and give them another opportunity to harm you. There are emotionally abusive relationships, and that is a little more difficult to identify and to repel. I have a saying in my life that I have always gone by, and may be accurate, but then again, there may be flaws. It might not be as simplistic as I am putting it, but I believe in life that there are givers and takers. Okay. So if you have two givers that enter into a relationship, it's really almost, I don't want to say a competition, but there is an effort for one person to outgive the other. And I think that is a very beautiful thing, because you have each person really focused in on and concerned about the other person in the relationship and doing their best to make them happy. Now, oftentimes you'll find that the givers in life, in society, whatever term you want to use, they are approached and I don't want to say tied down, but tied down by the takers in life. Okay, so you have this person that gives, and they enjoy giving, and they are in tune with what their partner is looking for, so they're just accustomed to giving. And then you have the taker that is really in tune to the things that they want and in tune to their own needs. And as the giver gives, the taker takes. So is the taker able to give? Yeah, the taker does give. And the taker gives just enough to keep the giver around. Just enough. Sometimes, the taker is a little stupid and they don't understand, the situation that they're in. And they don't give enough. And, eventually the giver gets wise and, they go someplace else. But if the taker is intelligent enough to know that their needs are being met, and this is a really advanced conversation for probably two of you girls at this point, but this will be, there for you as you age and you mature. But beware of the takers, I guess, is the first thing that I would say. You do not want to find yourself in a toxic relationship in which you are giving, and someone is taking, and your needs and desires are not being met. So, what if you find yourself in a relationship that makes you unhappy? What do you do? How do you get out of it? Well, this takes a strong measure of strength. Okay. So the first thing you need to do is pray. Okay. And you need to pray for not only for yourself, but you need to pray for the other person. The prayer that you have for the other person is not that they'll straighten up and fly right, or they'll shape up or ship out, because I generally believe that people are who they are, and there are instances in which there have been ground breaking changes that people have made in their lives, like some people have quit addiction and things of that nature. But for the most part, I think that people turn off the car here. I think that people are who they are, and once they show you who they are, it is your responsibility to believe them and not deceive yourself into thinking that they are going to change, or more importantly, that you can help them change, because there are a lot of people, both male and female, that get caught up in the thought process that I'm gonna help fix them up. I'm going to help them improve themselves. I'm going to help them change. They want to change now. No. You are not here to help raise a peer, okay? So eventually you girls may decide that you want to have children, and at that point, you will find that raising children is difficult enough. You are not going to be able to raise someone or change someone that is your same age. This change, if they are going to change, has to come from within, and to be honest with you, does not involve you. Okay. So, that being said, how do you get out of a toxic relationship? And it is very difficult, because at this point, emotions are involved. You may find yourself loving this person. You may feel a sense of emptiness if this person is not around. And all of these feelings are very valid, and they are something. I'm sorry, I got distracted by this man trying to force his way into Whole Foods before 8 a.m. These feelings are very valid, and there is nothing wrong with you because you have these feelings. But what you have to understand is that you must be the author of your situation. You must be in control of how you interact and react to certain situations. It should not be a situation or something, it should not be a situation where you are at the mercy of your own emotions, right? So, what am I saying? You control your emotions don't control you. Okay. Easier said than done, Dad. I love this person, they are the best, so on and so forth. Or maybe they're not the best. Maybe they're a piece of crap, but I still love them, right? What do? You have to basically use extreme prejudice and stop yourself from, communicating with this person. You have to cut them out of your life. That means that from a technological standpoint, if you have to block telephone numbers, so on and so forth, you have to tell them not to come over to your residence. If you have to, in extreme situations, if you find them as being abusive and manipulative, that means if you have to pick up and take the clothes that's on your back and move to, where I'm at, where your mother is at, to a different part of the country, you have to do what you have to do. But happiness is important enough that you make the sacrifices necessary so that this person is no longer a part of your life. Now, we're talking about the most extreme, situations here, where we're talking about physical abuse. For situations where, you may have a friend that, that might make you unhappy. Again, extreme prejudice. You have to actively move the negative. Whole Foods is open. Let's go. You have to actively remove the negative influences out of your life. And if you don't do that, then they will continue to suck the oxygen out of your environment and, emotionally suffocate you. And you can't allow that to happen. So you have to be you have to be ruthless in the things that you are doing in removing negative people, negative influences, negative things out of your life. Hopefully this helps some. The message is be strong. You have great strength, and make sure that you are doing the things necessary to protect yourself from the negative influences that will absolutely try to come into your life. Love you.